The North Star Child Advocacy Center hosted their second annual North Star Night Out event Saturday evening. According to North Star's executive director Greg Collins, the idea for the North Star Night Out was to celebrate the people who help out with North Star's mission of helping children who endure child abuse. Shooting Star Awards were given to 12 people throughout the night whose work went above and beyond in the child abuse investigation field. Those in attendance shared the sentiment of enjoying being together with those who have the common goal of fighting child abuse in the area.